When Mount Deismaar erupted in divine fire, the heavens themselves were torn apart. The gods perished, their armies of mortals and immortals consumed in the blast. Yet their essence did not vanish. Fragments of divinity rained upon the survivors, fusing with their blood and transforming them into beings touched by the sacred. These were the first scions, mortals who carried within them the living sparks of the gods. Each scion bore power beyond mortal limit, strength from Anuirean, wisdom from Bazaya, harmony from Ruornil, endurance from Mizella, and the arcane insight of Vorin. But not all inheritances were pure. The dark essence of Azrai clung to those who had followed him, twisting their forms and souls into immortal horrors. Thus began the age when divinity lived in flesh, when blood itself became destiny, and when the world of Cerilia entered a new and perilous dawn, the Age of Bloodlines. The cataclysm at Deismaar shattered the heavens, but seeded the earth with divinity. The divine essence swept across the battlefield, merging with mortals who had fought for both light and shadow. Their blood ignited with celestial power, marking them as bridges between godhood and humanity. From Anuirean came valor and command. His heirs carried the strength to inspire nations. The wisdom of Bazaya endured as reason and enlightenment. Ruornil's blood granted communion with the wild. Mizella's lineage embodied compassion and perseverance, and Vorin's descendants felt the pulse of hidden magic, the Mebahil, that still flowed through the land. Yet the dying shadow of Azrai corrupted those who had served him. His followers became twisted reflections of their former selves, reshaped by his lingering will. Over time, their power grew monstrous, and they were named the awnsheghlien, the blood of darkness. Immortal, powerful, and cursed, they stood as proof that even fallen gods could still reach through mortal blood. Divinity, once lost, sought new vessels. Among the mortals who had fought beneath the banners of light, a handful shone bright enough to inherit godhood itself. The heavens did not end at Deismaar. They were reborn through mortal courage. Haelyn, the champion of Anuirean, rose as the god of rulership and law, building civilization upon justice and honor. Avani, radiant heir of Bazaya, became goddess of the sun and reason, guiding the Bazaji toward enlightenment. Erik, born of Ruornil's spirit, ruled the wilderness and taught the Reguric to live in harmony with the land. From the sea's sorrow came Nesirie, daughter of Mizella, patron of compassion and mourning. The mysteries of Vorin passed to Ruornil, guardian of the moon and protector of magic. Together, these new gods restored balance, their faiths spreading among the tribes that had survived the cataclysm. From them, later came younger divinities, Quiraisen, Laerma, and Eloele, embodying courage, love, and artistry. Yet the shadow also endured through Belinik and Krisha, cruel patrons of the Voss, ensuring that the essence of Azrai would never wholly die. Heaven had changed forever, no longer distant or perfect, but shaped by mortal passion and the memory of loss. In the quiet years after the cataclysm, humanity began again. Those who carried divine blood guided the rebuilding of the world. The gods were gone, but their essence endured, through rulers whose right to lead was written in their veins. The Andu, descendants of Anuirean and followers of Haelyn, settled the fertile West. Their faith in law and courage laid the groundwork for the future empire of Anuirean. To the north, the Reguric honored Erik, crafting kingdoms of balance and wisdom amid harsh mountains and deep woods. Along the eastern seas, the Brecht followed Sera, goddess of fortune and trade, raising cities of commerce and freedom. Southward, the Kinazi, heirs of Bazaya and servants of Avani, built radiant realms of learning and art, Aria, Quran, Binsada, where knowledge was sacred light. Far to the northeast, the Voss lived beneath the cold dominion of Belinik and Krisha, their strength forged through suffering and conquest. While mankind spread across Cerilia, the elder races withdrew. The Cydalian retreated to their enchanted woods, the dwarves sealed their halls beneath Barokajik, and the halflings closed the darkened portals of the Shadow World. Within a century, the world was remade, its realms echoing the virtues and vices of their divine ancestors. The death of Azrai did not extinguish his essence. His corrupted blood lingered, whispering to those who craved dominion. From that taint arose the awnsheghlien, mortals reshaped by the Shadow's will into beings of nightmare. Foremost among them was Racine, the half-brother of Haelyn and Roele, born of Anuire's line but poisoned by Azrai's blood. His heart turned to stone, his body to iron, and he became the Gorgon, Lord of the Crown and terror of the West. Others followed: the Spider, a sorcerer twisted by venom; the Chimera, whose hunger for immortality made her monstrous; the Kraken, the Serpent, and the Lamia, each cursed reflection of Azrai's will. Opposite them stood rare souls transformed by light, the awnsheghlien, the blood of light, beings of grace who embodied the virtues of the fallen gods. But for every one touched by purity, a dozen fell to shadow. Through them the ancient war endured, no longer between gods but within mortal hearts. The divine power unleashed at Deismaar seeped not only into blood, but into the world itself. Mountains, rivers, and forests absorbed fragments of the god's essence, becoming vessels of living energy known as mobile. Those of true blood could sense it, drawing strength from the land and giving it life in return. A ruler's bond to their domain became sacred. Just kings caused their realms to prosper. Tyrants brought blight and despair. This covenant, called regency, made leadership both privilege and burden. The faith of the people flowed as spiritual power to their regent, who could channel it to bless, build, or defend. The same current fueled realm magic wielded by the blooded wizards descended from Vorin and Ruornil. Through it they shaped storms, healed provinces, or doomed armies. Over time, three pillars of authority arose: temples, guilds, and noble courts, each tied to a different stream of divine power: faith, commerce, and lineage. When harmony prevailed, kingdoms thrived. When ambition broke that balance, realms crumbled. As centuries passed, the peoples of Cerilia drifted apart, each culture molded by its divine inheritance. Among the Andu arose a family whose blood burned brightest: the House of Roele, heirs of Haelyn's lore and vision. From their rule grew the mightiest realm the world had ever known, the Anuirean Empire. Guided by faith and discipline, the Roles united the West beneath the Iron Throne. Their legions marched to uphold order, not conquest, and their courts became beacons of justice. For nearly a millennium, peace and prosperity spread under their banner. The Erik, Brecht, and Kinazi traded freely, while even elves and dwarves kept uneasy truces with humankind. But no empire escapes its shadow. From his mountain fortress, Racine the Gorgon waged endless war, the living curse of Azrai's blood. When Emperor Michael Roele marched to end him, both vanished, one in victory, one in legend. The empire shattered, dukes and princes claimed divine right to rule, and the Iron Throne grew cold. Yet its legacy endured, roads, lore, and faith binding Cerilia long after unity was lost. The gods were gone, but their echoes ruled still. In the veins of kings flowed divinity. In the soil beneath their feet, the pulse of the gods. Blood had become the measure of destiny, and every act of rulership echoed the power that once shaped creation. In the next episode, The Age of Empire and Shadow, we enter a fractured world. The roles are gone, The empire lies in ruin, and across Anuire, rival nobles and ancient churches vie for the empty throne, while in the east, the immortal Gorgon stirs once more. The divine age has passed, but the war between light and shadow has only changed its form.